All right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Diane and I are really excited to share something that has been a total game changer in our lives and in the lives of so many others. Super simple, drug-free technology that's helping people feel better, heal faster, and is transforming so many lives. So, I am Beth Blackmore. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a health and empowerment coach, and my journey into health this whole health world started about 6 years ago when I became conscious and started to make some really big changes in my life with my food choices, my lifestyle habits. I ended up losing 60 pounds, and I thought that was a big win. But honestly, that was just the beginning. It was really just the beginning of my conscious awakening. I ended up leaving my HR career in government, the pension and all, because I wanted more freedom, more purpose, and really a way to help people take charge of their health. So, as someone who is curious and open minded, I love learning. And over the past year, I started to really acknowledge and appreciate the power of light, sunlight, our circadian rhythm, and really basically how our light environment, especially light, plays this massive role in our health and well-being. So when my dear friend Diane reached out to me more than once, I will say, about this patch, I finally took a closer look. I was honestly blown away. And I mean, I just thought it was too good to be true. But I signed up and I did what any good daughter would do. I patched my mom. She had been experiencing knee pain for years. And within a few days, she noticed relief. Her physiotherapist that she was seeing 3 times a week noticed more mobility, less inflammation. She wondered what she was doing differently. And the only thing that had changed was this light patch that her daughter put on her. But it didn't stop there. She started sleeping better, had more energy. She got back to the things that she loves doing, like walking and gardening and swimming. And for me, the first thing I noticed was I was finally able to sleep through the night, having vivid dreams, which was unheard of for me. I also used to have this lower back pain, this compression issue that I had dealt with for years. That eased up within a week of patching, and I no longer experienced that at all. My energy, my mental clarity have improved, which is helping me to keep up with everything on my plate. And what honestly lights me up is that I know that the best is yet to come. My body is healing, repairing, and age reversing. There's also an incredibly exciting financial opportunity with the trajectory of this company. So, more on that a little bit later. But before I start the formal part of this presentation, I'd love to invite my good friend Diane Hunt to introduce herself and share her amazing story with you.
Hello, thank you so much, Beth. Like I said, it's so great to have everybody here. So many beautiful faces, some I recognize and some I don't. So, like Beth said, what is it, Beth? I think we're coming on a year now, right?
May
Almost.
11th, May 11th will be my anniversary date. Yeah.
Yes. And so I was introduced to this 2 years ago, and it has been completely life changing, not only for me, but for my loved ones and like Beth, like my parents as well. So I was a critical care cardiac nurse for 20 years, left that industry. It wasn't in alignment with who I was, what I believed in anymore. I've been into the holistic realm for probably the last 15, 20 years as well. And so it's frustrating, just another pill, another surgery. And so I did get sick early on in 2020. And unfortunately, my lungs just never truly recovered. And I also was feeling like I was having palpitations. And being a cardiac nurse, it was very scary because I just felt like something is off. And I just don't want to go to the hospital, the doctors. I don't want to leave with another prescription or anything. So I had all the healing modalities I thought in my house. I was doing all the things, but nothing was truly helping me feel better. And so I was praying quite often, like 6 times a day, to because if you've ever had palpitations, they are scary. You feel them. You definitely are aware that they're happening. And so I was praying on something to come that's natural that could truly help with my health and well-being. At the same time, I was watching my dad go downhill really quick. He had gout, plantar fasciitis, sciatic pain. He dealt with pain 8 out of 10 on the daily. And so in my inbox came this notification from a nurse in Florida asking me if I've ever heard of this natural healing modality. She's like, I know you're into all the holistic stuff. And like Beth, she did reach out to me 5, 6 times, not because I didn't want it. It's just life is so busy, right? And so I took a look at it, and all I saw were I saw many things, but the top three things that stood out for me was it helps with inflammation, which, yes, I was dealing with in my lungs and probably in my heart and in my whole body. I was dealing with also my heart, right? So by wearing the patch, they say 6 months reverses your cardiac age. And so basically, I saw that as well. And then I saw it helps with pain. So I thought of my dad. So I jumped all in. I got the big kit. I patched my entire family. And the miracles for me, thankfully, 24 hours. I no longer had any more shortness of breath. I never had another palpitation, and they continue. Like I said, that was my goal, my main focus. But little did I know it was going to help with my eyesight. I don't need readers anymore. I had dry eye, floaters. Like my dad is a new man after 4 months of wearing his magic happened. So that's a huge takeaway. Everybody is so different. Now, my dad, I mean, he couldn't even get up from a seated position without assistance. He now plays racquetball with me every week. He is at the gym 6 days a week. No more pain. He even tells me he feels at least 20 years younger. So I could go on here because, like, I'll say it over and over again. I've never seen miracles in my line of work as a nurse. With this, when I say miracles, I mean it on the daily. I get text inboxes, people calling me, people that couldn't see for 20, 30 years now having sight again, vision clearing up, kids that were autistic or still autistic, but they don't have the fine motor skill challenges that they once had, nonverbal children speaking again. So it works on everything, a testimony for everything. And I mean that. So I'm so excited to hand it back to Beth to really share with you the amazing stuff this can do for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Diane. And I have to thank you so much for reaching out. It took Diane 8 times to reach out to me to get my attention, like over a 2-3 month period. So I feel super blessed that you were persistent with me, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for that. So I'm going to share my screen now. And if you're able to give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen and it's all good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So, all right, who is ready to learn how to activate your body's own healing with the power of this patch? And this isn't just any patch. What makes this patch so unique is that it supports your body's natural healing ability by using your own light. So just a little disclaimer here. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. This is not a medical device that requires FDA approval. This patch is actually FDA recognized as a general wellness product. And so everything that we'll be presenting and talking about tonight will focus on general wellness, addressing symptoms and experiences rather than specific diseases. So talking about those symptoms and what you might be feeling. Are you feeling low on energy and struggling to keep active? Are you feeling older and frustrated that your mind, your body are not keeping up like they once did? Does it feel like you've hit a wall and it's all downhill from here? Maybe you have some inflammation, some mobility issues and pain that are slowing you down, preventing you from living your best life. Well, now I want you to imagine what it could feel like if you felt more energized. You could keep up with your kids, run around the house with your grandkids. Imagine if you could think clearly, had more mental focus, and were more productive. What if you could be more active without the pain and the discomfort? Maybe even level up your physical game, building lean, strong muscles, set some new physical goals. What if you could reduce stress, improve your sleep, sleep through the night? And on top of all that, who wouldn't want to age gracefully, have smoother, more youthful skin, regrow your hair, maybe get your natural hair color back, maybe no longer requiring your readers like Diane here. Imagine if you could reverse the aging process. So something you may not know, I certainly didn't, is that as we age, the slower our bodies heal and repair because of the decrease in healthy stem cells. So they actually go dormant. So by the age of 30, healthy stem cells decrease by 60%. By 60 years old, these healthy stem cells decrease by a whopping 90%. And not only is the natural aging process contributing to our decline in health, but unfortunately, our modern living environment with the constant exposures to toxins in the air, in the water, in our food, in the man-made synthetic radiation that's beaming on me right now. This all leads to cellular dysfunction. And I have to admit that I really had no idea what stem cells were a year ago, but they are the baby cells that replace the old dying cells. They actually become your heart cells, your lung cells, your liver cells, your hair cells, and even your brain cells. And who doesn't need more brain cells these days? And sure, we've heard of stem cell therapy, right? Which is expensive. People need to travel to get it. It's not readily available. It's invasive, it's risky, and it's actually only about 50% effective. And it's not systemic. It actually stays local to the injection site. So this is where stem cell regeneration becomes exciting and why the phototherapy patch is such a powerful option. So activating healing with light or phototherapy is nothing new. That big bright light in the sky is a form of phototherapy, signaling our bodies to make vital vitamin D. But photobiomodulation, say that 10 times fast, is a type of light therapy that uses specific wavelengths of light to stimulate cells that boost energy production, promotes healing, reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, helps with tissue repair. Best of all, it's non-invasive. It's accessible, it's affordable, and it's risk-free. So now what if I told you there was a product, one that uses this very technology of photobiomodulation to increase a naturally occurring copper peptide? Well, that's exactly what the X39 patch does. Using our body's own infrared light, it stimulates the production of our human GHKCU copper peptide. And this is known as the holy grail of age reversal. And again, it's not synthetic peptides. These are your own. So this X39 patch, which happens to be the inventor David Schmidt's 39th invention, bumps up the production of GHKCU, this naturally occurring universal copper peptide that goes to work all over the body. And thanks to Lauren Picard, PhD and researcher, I have his book right here, we know the incredible benefits of this copper peptide. He isolated it back in 1973, so there's 50 years of research to back it up. And you can actually find all kinds of studies on pubmed.gov. This is an online repository of scientific research. So some of the incredible benefits that we know of GHKCU is that it stimulates blood vessel and nerve outgrowth. So think regeneration. It boosts collagen and elastin. It also has multiple anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and even anti-cancer properties. It's capable of resetting over 4,000 genes in our genome, essentially resetting and repairing your DNA to a younger, healthier state. But here is the clincher. The GHKCU activates dormant stem cells. And so how does this little patch increase GHKCU? Well, now that you understand the power of the peptide, let me introduce you to the power of this patch. So LifeWave X39, it's a small wearable phototherapy patch about the size of a quarter. You can see it here on my wrist. Developed by David Schmidt, the founder of LifeWave. This is a patented product using this process of photobiomodulation using your body's own infrared heat to activate a crystallized lattice. And so this lattice structure is made up of organic materials. So amino acids, sugars, water, oxygen, and salt. It acts like a mirror, reflecting specific light frequencies back into the body, signaling these biological changes at the cellular level. What is super exciting is that these patches are non-transdermal. They are latex-free. They contain no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. They're safe to use without interfering with any medications. So there's no contraindications because nothing is being absorbed into your skin or into your body. So I'm going to go over now the incredible benefits of the X39. So first off, it reduces inflammation and pain. And why this is so important is that because we know that a fundamental common thread in all chronic diseases is inflammation. It improves strength, stamina, energy levels, and it actually does this by specifically targeting the mitochondria to help make more energy in the cells. It improves muscle and bone density, strengthening, building lean, strong muscles and bones, great for athletes also who want to level up. It helps with mental clarity and reduces stress. I've noticed this in myself with less brain fog, not forgetting things with 100 things on the go. It balances hormones. It eases anxiety. Many of my friends have reported this sense of calm, like a weight has been lifted off their shoulders. Also, cycle regulation for women, it helps with. It improves hair growth and skin appearance with increased collagen and elastin production. Balding men and women are reporting new hair growth and returning back to their natural hair color even. It helps with wound healing and scars. And in fact, surgeons are using it on their patients pre and post surgery for faster healing. It improves sleep quality with people reporting sleeping through the night, deeper sleep, vivid dreams. This has been a huge benefit for me and for many others. Okay, and it is important to note that after 4 to 6 months, increase in stem cell proliferation rate increases by 2,100% systemically all over the body, head to toe. So that is some profound stem cell regeneration going on. So now check out the long-term results. So within the first few days, it actually does start to reset over 4,000 genes. So whether you feel this or not, this is what's going on. And that's no small feat because we actually only have around 20,000 genes in our genome. So resetting 4,000 is a big deal. We've all heard of the benefits of red wine and the molecule it contains called resveratrol. Well, the big deal they make about resveratrol is that it helps to reset 2 genes. So we're talking 4,000 genes with this patch. Then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced, more mental clarity, less brain fog, more focus, better memory, less anxiety, less depression. This is huge, right? With so many people suffering from mental health issues. Then within 3 months, collagen increases. And most people think about collagen as having to do with aesthetics, right? And skin, hair, nails. But collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the body. It's actually considered the master protein, and it's needed all throughout our vascular system, our blood vessels, all of our fascia, which supports all of our organs. So it's extremely important to have an abundance of collagen. Then, as Diane mentioned earlier, within 6 months, the heart actually reverses in age by 8 years. Lots of amazing testimonials about heart health, people coming off their meds, no longer requiring surgery. Okay, so now how do you wear it? So super simple to wear this patch. Again, it's about the size of a quarter. It's adhesive with medical grade tape, so you stick it on the body, stick it on the skin. It's activated by your own heat, so you can even put it in your pocket or stick it to your undergarments and it will be effective. And that's why you don't want to transport them on you or in your pocket, because your body heat, your low level infrared heat is actually what activates it. So I typically wear it on my neck or on my wrist if I'm wanting to advertise it. So you wear it for 12 hours, you take it off, it's disposable. There is a little bit of life left into it, so you can actually put it on a pet, wrap it around, your dog's collar. They get the benefit of the rest of the patch. You put a new one on the next day, so you want to make sure that there's a break from the stimulation of light. Otherwise, the body gets used to it. It's not as effective. We call that attenuation. So it's important while you're wearing the patch to keep hydrated. So drinking water with electrolytes. So a good quality sea salt, not the refined salt, right? Because the good quality sea salt, it has all those minerals and electrolytes in it. Those minerals help to pull the water into the cells and actually hydrate inside of the cells, which is really how we keep hydrated. And then lastly, because it's working through a copper peptide, it's important that we have copper in the body. Most of us are actually deficient in copper because of the modern agriculture practices. So great sources of copper include organ meats, everybody's favorite, right? Beef liver, which really is a superfood in general. I just had some for lunch today, but other options, oysters, shellfish are excellent, avocados, nuts such as cashews, and just a little piece of dark chocolate, like the 90% stuff, can give you enough copper for the day, just a little piece of it. All right, so what you can expect. So first off, you really want to take note of your current state and specific issues. So even taking pictures of your skin, your hair, your scars, your veins, write out your wish list, track your progress. We provide a health tracker to new users to track your progress. Important to remember that every body is different. So everyone has a different experience, a different toxic load that will also contribute to your experience. So you want to give it some time. David Schmidt, the inventor, recommends committing to it for a month for every decade you are old. But after 3 months, 97% of users do experience a noticeable difference. So commit to consistent use and you will see results. And although, we may want these patches to do something specific, the body is extremely intelligent and it will heal and repair and do what it needs to do in sequence and priority. Sometimes your body will focus on areas you didn't expect it to. So although you might want to fix your knee, you actually might start feeling less anxious and your mental health improves. This is exactly what happened to a good friend of mine. And then it was her knee pain that went away weeks later. So patience is key. And if you're tired, that means it's working. Healing takes energy. It's important to get sleep, listen to your body, and really sleep. That is when the repair and regeneration takes place. So you really want to be sleeping and resting. You want to practice deep breathing, allow the oxygen to get in, allow the circulation to happen. And the other thing I just want to touch on here is that you might actually feel a little bit unwell because you are stirring up a lot of those toxins that you just need to clear them out. And that's where the deep breathing comes in, keeping hydrated, to open up those detoxification pathways. All right, so we're going to get into some testimonials. So these are some before and after shots. So these are some physical examples I can share with you, and then we're going to open it up to some people that are on the call tonight that can share their personal stories. But in the first pic on the left, so you can see the progression of hair growth, right? From this is over a 6-month period with the hair really filling in on the right-hand side there, that third picture. Then the comparison shots on the right. So this woman, this is astounding, right? With the scoliosis. So scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. And as you can see, this woman was actually only wearing the X39 and the other ice wave patches actually for pain, which is one of the ones that David Schmidt created before the X39. But this healing took place in a 4-week period. And actually, I know someone personally that has had an amazing testimonial with curvature of his spine that he was born with, healed, and I know he experienced a super powerful testimonial. He's on Diane's team as well. All right, so here on the left is a skin condition called vitiligo. So this condition is where the skin becomes depigmented due to the lack of melanin. It's often related to autoimmune disease. However, as you can see, it virtually disappears after this woman wore the X39 stem cell patch. Then on the right side, remarkable difference in the before and after photos of this surgical wound. So healing after only 2 days on the patch. And so, as I said, surgeons are recommending these patches pre and post surgery because of the phenomenal healing times. All right, and so when we talk about brain health and coherence, here is an image of a functional EEG, a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman. On the left-hand side, so this is session 1 before the use of the X39, the red in the image showing the high inflammation of the brain, the lack of brain coherence. Then after only 3 weeks, you can see session 2 where there's actually no more red, no more inflammation. The dark blue is actually a low energy state, but the green part is where you start to see some more coherence come in. So then at 6 weeks, so the third session, you can see there is still no inflammation. There's a lot of that green coming in, indicative of the higher brain function. And again, this is only 6 weeks on the X39. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing for a moment here. And I'm just going to see, I know that there are some people on here that would like to share their testimonials, and I know Diane can share more stories as well. Terry, would you like to unmute yourself and share your testimonial?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Thanks.
So every time you ask me to share, I always have to think back. Okay, I have to think. Okay, because I've had so many different changes, but you kind of forget about it after a while, right? And you just think, okay, that's my new norm. So I think the first thing was like I felt something within like the first day. I felt putting it on, I had more energy and, going from 15 minutes of weighted cardio to like 25 minutes, and then the next day 30 minutes. And I could keep going, but I stopped, right? I don't have any, sort of afternoon, when you might, you're driving and it's hot in the car, you might feel a little sleepy. I don't have that. I have a sense of calm about me. Even in high stress situations or anything, or when things are going on, it's just like, oh yeah, everything will work out. I'm sleeping better, and I'm sleeping through the night. Like I used to wake up like probably 4 times a night to go to the bathroom because I'd have like that stress incontinence and the urgency with my bladder. That is probably 80% better. And if I drink a lot of water in the evening, I'll probably get up 2 hours after I go to bed or something. And then I sleep through the whole night and refreshed, vivid dreams. Yes. I'd say that my digestion's improved. My nails are growing faster. And it's like I'm just waiting for my hair to not grow in gray and maybe thicken up. But that maybe will come. I did have, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's good news good for everyone, and Denise will laugh at me. But I did have an issue where I don't know if it was like an anal fissure or something like that, that it would feel when your bowels move, it'd be like razor blades. And literally I had that for almost a year and tried everything. Literally 6 days, I had no pain. So
Amazing.
I teased Denise that I'm no longer a pain in the ass. So
It's so
it's
good.
like, and since I've shared that with some people, it's like they go, "Oh my gosh, I have the same thing."
Mhm.
And so you just never know what your body's going to do, right? I
Yes.
just wanted it so I'd sleep better because I was sleeping really bad, and all these other things have happened.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing. And I know, I mean, you're very health conscious too, right? You're up
yeah,
with all these natural modalities. And so the fact that you've had all these, and you just started, I think, was it
I've
mid-February?
been on, yeah, I've been on for 2 months. And
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, I can't even imagine ever not being on the patch. I'm
Yeah.
starting the X39 now too, just so I can just boost up the muscles.
Yeah, that's
So,
exciting. That's
yeah.
awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Um,
And did you want to share a little bit about your son too? Just really quickly?
oh, okay. So my oldest son, he's 35, and he has suffered alopecia since returning from living in China about 12 years ago or so, between 10, 12 years. And it started off with his beard, and then it went to his head. He lost, eyebrows, eyelashes, all that kind of stuff. It would come out in patches and stuff. He started on X39, and within 6 days, his hair was growing. It's growing, like some areas are growing in thicker than others and faster, of course, but he also lost it in patches, but literally growing his hair back.
That's
It's
amazing.
amazing. And we literally tried everything out there to do these,
Yeah.
and lots and lots of money. You don't even want to know how much we spent. So
Mhm. That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's such great news.
Mhm.
Thanks, Terry, for sharing.
No problem.
Right, I think I saw Sophie on here. If Sophie can unmute and share, that would
Hi,
be. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You?
Great. Nice to see you.
You. Okay, so I've been on X39 for exactly 9 months today.
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so what happened? Like, how did I get on it? Like, it was June, and something happened. Like, well, I was in a rut. I was really overweight. I was wearing an extra extra large, and that was tight on me, and I was like, oh my god, I just can't go to the 3XL, like where am I going to shop? And I went to the hairdressers, and she wasn't paying attention. She was bleaching my hair, and she didn't pay attention, and my hair all came out in clumps. Like I had beautiful long thick hair, and it all came out in pieces, and I was just I felt terrible about myself. And actually I saw you on Instagram with the patches, and I said, oh, I need something, so save me. So so I tried that, and then immediately I felt different. Like I felt like I wanted to wake up in the morning. I started like springing out of bed. I had so much energy. Then I started waking up at 5. Like, who is this person? So I started waking up at 5 in the morning, like with the sun. Um, and then I just got this motivation that I wanted to like take care of myself. And so I contacted a coach and I started going to the gym, even though I didn't want to be seen in the gym because of I was overweight and I didn't want people to like really see me in those tight clothing and so I went to the gym anyway and I started working out. Um, I've lost 40 pounds,
I
which
want to
is
put up, can I put up your before and after picture? You sent it to me today. It's
yeah,
incredible. I'd love
yes.
to share it. Okay, let me just share my screen really quick.
Sorry, I feel a little overwhelmed. Feel a little sad, like I feel like crying.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, you look incredible.
Like if you see the photo where like I'm actually in my bra and underwear there, I I I'm just so like there's like no energy in me. And I have two small children who are in elementary still. I'm a full-time high school teacher. I have my own business where I give workshops at big teacher conventions. I go to schools. I write teaching material that I sell. So like my life is very, very busy. And I needed that boost. I needed that energy. And then it started solving all other problems I had. Like I had psoriasis on my scalp, like really bad. And it looked like I had like really bad dandruff, but it was just like my scalp psoriasis. And I also had it in my eyebrows and in my ears. Like I had like behind my ears and in my ears, like this white, really bad, and all of it is gone. Like as soon as I would go like this, it would be like snowing, and I don't have any of that anymore at all. And I have friends that just last weekend, one of my friends said to me, "Oh my God, you look like the Sophie I met." Because we had met 6 years ago, and she's like, "You look like the Sophie I met like 6 years ago." And I'm like, "What are you saying? I look 6 years younger?" And then I have another friend that in November, she said, "Can I ask you something? Are you getting Botox?"
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
was like,
that's incredible.
I'm like, no. And so yeah, I'm turning on Monday, I'm turning 46. And
Oh,
yeah, and a lot of people like they can't believe like my age. So like it really does have the anti-aging properties that you talked.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. It's been 9 months, and I can't. I'm so grateful, and I can't imagine like not like taking it. Like it's part of my routine in the morning, putting it on. I don't share it with anybody. It's my secret.
You got to share it out. You got to
Yeah.
share the wealth because you're a walking billboard now.
Well, everybody says, "How do you do it all? Like, where do you get all your energy?" Like,
Right.
well, I manage now.
Yeah. Good for you, Sophie. We're
Thank
so
you.
happy for you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. I know this is the first time you've shared, and I put your before and after pictures up there.
Yeah,
And anyway, but I'm super happy for you. You look amazing.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. Would anyone else like to share? Actually, and if Diane, if you wanted to maybe elaborate a little bit more either on your dad's story or on other people that come to mind in terms of their powerful testimonials. I know that because you have so many people over the past 2 years that you have blessed with this, if anything comes to mind. And then obviously we can open it up for questions later if people are more interested in certain testimonials, we can definitely do that. But would anyone else like to share, or Diane can share a little bit further?
I'll see if anybody wants to share. Tune in. If not, I will definitely share more of my experiences. Nobody else? Okay.
Go for it.
Oh,
Do you
Shanna.
want, do you want me to share with you? I have,
Yes.
I have
Come
no
on.
idea what happened to my screen, by the way. My
It's
phone
black
is
and
messing
white.
with me. I know, I don't know what's happening. So I met Diane actually through a good friend named Rebecca. And I'm so happy to meet you, by the way, Beth. I'm
Yes, nice to
so
meet you.
supportive.
Yes.
Um, so I was, I did IVF to have my son. I'm going to be 48 this year. When I had my son, I was 42. And he, I went through a lot to have him. Speaking of which, he's walking into the room, of course, because that's what he does. He's walking out. Bye. So, he's trying to get in. So in any case, I went through a lot to have him. And during that time, I'm trying to lock the door, I'm sorry. During that time, I gained a lot of weight. And it was a lot of hormones that I had to take in order to have him. And it was just a lot of stress. So thankfully I had him. And after I had him, I just didn't feel right. Something was wrong with me. I have MS. And I said, oh, maybe it's my MS that's acting up. I went to my neurologist. He sent me to a rheumatologist. Actually, I went to like 3 rheumatologists, like 3 endocrinologists. I said, something's wrong. I don't know what. I was having constant pain. I was fatigued all the time. Like I had joint muscle pain. I mean, I felt like I was older than my parents, right? My parents are close to 80. And I said, something's not right here. And Rebecca, who's a dear friend of mine who knows Diane, we worked together and we tried supplements, we tried detoxing, we tried everything just to try to help me get through what I was going through. I couldn't eat. I was overweight. Like Sophie was saying, I ended up losing 40 pounds as well last year, but it still wasn't doing anything. I thought, okay, what's wrong with me? I'm like, I figured if I lost the weight, the pain would go away, but that wasn't the case. So in any case, Rebecca, would try everything with me. And I went to, like I said, tons of doctors. I went to holistic practitioners. I literally saw everybody. And I wasn't seeing any results. I was still feeling the pain. So, and just exhaustion all the time. I felt like I was a horrible person. I felt I wasn't being a good mom. I wasn't being a good wife. I wasn't being a good me. I was like, who am I? I questioned every single part of me because I didn't recognize who I was anymore. So it was actually like Terry, I think it was Terry who was sharing that she started also in February. So I actually saw Rebecca in February and she was like, oh my God, Shauna, you have to try the patches. And I'm such a skeptical person. So she puts me on the phone with Diane. And funny enough, Diane actually knows somebody I know, but he unfortunately passed away years ago. But I was like, this is okay. I'm like, this is a sign, right? I believe in signs. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll try it. I've tried everything else. I might as well. I swear, I mean, it wasn't the easiest, let's say, clients because I tried it for a few days, got a little anxiety, which by the way, was a big problem for me. I was having constant anxiety, constant panic attacks left and right for like at least 4 years. And nothing was controlling that. And Rebecca said, please try it. Diane's like, please try it. Right. And I gave it a shot. And unfortunately, sorry, men. It was that time of the month, which by the way, I have issues with. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it after, that time passes. And so I went back on it. And like within a few days, I was like I went to I heard like the song like Hallelujah, like if someone was going Hallelujah, right? I was just like, what just happened? Right? All of a sudden I have energy. I put on these crazy Facebook like posts, like me dancing. I have energy all day long. Like my family thinks I'm nuts because I'm always dancing in the house. But I'm like, who am I? I feel like I'm 20 years old now. I'm like, right? So I'm going to be 48 in May. And I'm like, but I feel like I'm in my 20s. And I'm noticing like so many changes. I had eczema. I can't see because it's black and white. I had eczema on my hands. That's gone. I stupidly burnt myself with a curling iron on my neck. That like within 3 days healed. I got bit by a dog on my finger. That is like within like maybe, I don't know, 4 days or so, it was almost like, it was like starting to really close up. And I mean, it was a very deep, deep cut. So I was seeing all these like results. Now, speaking of the ice wave, so my husband, who's also a skeptical person, I finally got him on. He was like, all right, fine, I'll try it. And he's also like noticing some things I'm noticing. I notice also the vivid dreams, and I'm also sleeping much better. I also know that my period cycle is now becoming more regular. But the ice wave, he has really bad shoulders and elbows. And he like was almost going to get surgery on his elbow, one of his elbows, and he's supposed to get surgery on his shoulder. But he started the ice wave patch last weekend, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have mobility in my arm." He's like, "I can move my arm now." He's like, "I don't have the pain." I was like, I'm like, see, I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you listen to me? So yeah, I mean, it's really, honestly, I keep saying, I'm like, I found my miracle, right? Like literally found my miracle that I've been searching for. And I would say every single time, my husband and I had a joke, because when I was feeling horrible, and I was feeling horrible, he'd go out and he's like, oh, do you need anything? And I'm like, yeah, can you get me a miracle? Like, can you pick up a miracle for me? Right. And he'd be like, yeah, Shauna, there's no such thing. But I'm like, there really is. Right.
Wow.
So I'm so
That's
grateful.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm very extremely grateful for like this patch. And I just like want to like shout it out on top of like, I don't even know, like a building, and just scream like, come on, everybody, and get on this thing.
Yeah. That's amazing. I didn't know your story at all, Shauna. So I'm super
believe
excited
me,
to hear it.
it's much deeper than that. I'm trying to keep it short, but yeah, it was intense.
I love it.
I would cry literally every single day because of like the pain I was going through. And I just literally could not move. But yeah.
That's incredible.
But yeah, now I just feel like a completely new person. Like I feel like me, like who I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
If that makes
I'm
sense.
so happy for you. That's incredible. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing.
Of course.
And actually my husband too. It's the ice wave that seems to be the clincher with the husbands. So when he would come home from a hockey, and have an injury.
That's what my husband plays too, is he plays hockey. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That seemed to be the selling feature. And then now he understands what these patches can do. So it's awesome. But yeah, the ice wave can be super powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to be trying the SP6 soon. So I'm very excited about that too. Just
awesome. That's great. Thank you, Shauna.
No problem.
Noreen, I see you have your hands up. Do you want to share? You can go ahead and unmute. Maybe, there we go.
Okay, actually, Roger wants to share.
Oh, okay, perfect. Hi, Roger.
Yeah, thank you. I was sharing with Noreen before she unmuted us that approximately a month and a half ago, we came back from Florida, and I was diagnosed with we both were diagnosed with a respiratory infection, that coughing thing that's been going around, and I don't know 100% whether or not the patch has helped, but we started patching 3 weeks ago. And as of last night, and this might sound a little graphic, but I woke up at 3 or 4 in the morning to go to the washroom, and I was able to finally cough that phlegm that just would not come out of my lungs. And today I'm just on fire. Like it's been a progressive thing. So once again, I'll state that I don't know in full transparency whether or not the patch has something to do with it. But I do know that this feels really good right about now. So,
oh my God, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's really exciting. You're trending in the right direction. That's amazing.
I was also on other protocol, but and I guess that leads to my next question, although we're not doing questions yet, whether or not the patch enhances any other supplements that we may be taking for overall health at the same time.
That's a good question. We'll hold that for the end. Yeah, great question though. Yeah. Diane, did you want to add anything more just while we're on the testimonial part?
All I have to say is I can add like another 20 hours to the testimonials because I'm serious. That is why, like Shauna wants to scream from rooftops. When my kids make fun of me because they hear me on calls, Like they're like, yeah, you ever hear mom speak? And she's like, yeah, and this man fell out of a plane, landed on his head and put a patch on, and he's now walking again. But when I say like this is truly what is happening, I mean that. Like I was on the car ride back from Mexico with a family, a couple, and I was like, tell me your story, because I always want to hear people's story. He had a 1,500-pound machinery fall on him, lost, I mean, his back, lost all feeling in his legs. He gained over 150 pounds and put the patch on within 2 weeks. He was walking again. Like when I say miracles, that's why there's something so much bigger than us. And I just believe it's our due diligence as humans to share this. I know, Sophie, you might not even be listening. I'm not sure if you're still there, but Sophie wants to keep it all to herself. The biggest thing I can say is look at the ripple effect it is having on like moms. So when a mom gets healthy, the kids get their mom back, the husbands get their wife back. I mean, right? It's not even just physical health, it's mental health. And so I have chills right now, but yes, like it works on everything. People say that they wanted to take their life, then now are like jumping out of bed and having a new lease on life. And so that's just where I'm going with this. And I'll keep it right there. But yeah, it is amazing. We all deserve to have it in our lives.
Amazing. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we can finish up the formal part of the presentation, and then we'll open it up for questions. So just bear with me a second here. Okay. Sophie. All right. So who is behind this miraculous patch? I love sharing the heart of LifeWave, and that is the founder, the inventor of this product, David Schmidt. David has been an inventor his whole life. He is the CEO of this 20-year-old company. He started working with the US government. He was actually part of the Navy SEAL survival program, where he was creating something that could keep the SEALs alert, mentally focused on missions that lasted 36 hours. And that's actually where his first patch of LifeWave was actually born. And that was his first patent. That was 20 years ago. Then David found himself at Stanford University putting those original energy enhancer patches on the US Olympic swim team. They ended up having tremendous success with it, set their personal records. And again, this was 20 years ago. But in 2008, David realized that the future of medicine was in stem cells. And that's when he began to figure out a way that he could leverage the natural stem cells that are inside the human body. So after 10 years of research, $4.5 million, by 2020, he had received a 20-year patent on the X39. The company went from this steady state $20 million company to closing out 2024 over 600 million. So this is a 3,000% growth rate in 4 years. There is nothing else like it on the market. So there's no competition, right? Because he holds a 20-year patent. And for those that like to do their own research, there is a 22-page patent, but this one paragraph says it all. Elevates copper peptide, activates stem cells, improvements in strength, stamina, and pain relief. So the patent is actually on the structure material in the patch, where the patch reflects specific frequencies of light back into the body. There are clinical studies that show the significant increase in the production of copper peptide GHKCU. This is measured through blood samples, urine analysis, other lab analysis. And so what you have to know is that this is a novel product. Nobody else has this, and nobody else can have it, right? Because it's got that 20-year-old patent. And in order to get a patent, you have to prove that it works. So you can check out all the patents, the studies, the testimonials. There are amazing videos at this website in the bottom right corner there. thisisitinfo.com. Great website with videos explaining the technology, David Schmidt being interviewed, doctors being interviewed, all kinds of powerful. There's a whole section on testimonials in there, everything from children, right, to all different areas of the body. Really great video testimonials on that page you can go check out. So it's important to remember that the benefits of the company and the patch go far beyond the surface, because maybe that means you're feeling a whole heck of a lot better about yourself, right? You have this increased confidence because you're finally getting to the root and your body is healing. I'm thinking Shauna and Sophie here, right? Maybe it's returning to a job that you had to quit because of the pain you were in. Maybe it's being able to not only return to an active lifestyle, but level up your physical game, adding muscle gains, setting new goals, or maybe it's having financial freedom, as this company is the #1 momentum company in the industry of direct sales right now. So just simply sharing with others can allow you to live a life with more ease. So whether it's offsetting the cost of your patches, covering an extra bill, or living abundantly, this is all available to you. This is all possible with the power of the patch. So let me share with you how you can get started. So LifeWave offers 3 simple enrollment options. These prices are in US dollars and a month's worth of patches. So that's 30 patches. We call it a sleeve. It's like an envelope. So first you can enroll as a retail customer paying full pop retail price. We often see this with practitioners in the States. They set themselves up like this, offering this to their patients. It's so new in Canada. So it'll be interesting to see how practitioners and doctors set themselves up. However, if you would like to benefit from wholesale pricing of $99, you have 2 additional options. You can sign up as a preferred customer with a monthly subscription or as a brand partner. And so we typically recommend the brand partner option because not only do you unlock the wholesale pricing, but you can also secure a spot on the team and can leverage the incredible momentum this company is experiencing by building a business without additional cost. There is no overhead. It's just the cost of your patches. So what we often see is that people begin to experience success with the products. They naturally share them with others. They end up building a business and sometimes even on a full-time basis. So we have many people on our team that saw this opportunity right away and are building successful businesses. So signing up as a brand partner, again, there's actually no additional investment or commitment. There's no pressure to share or ever build a business either. There's also several enrollment kits available to get you started. And so the more that you purchase upon signing up, the better the value. That way you can start sharing them with your friends and family in your life, your aging parents, loan them out to people as they wait for their order. It's always great to have extra sleeves on hand. And then you're setting yourself up for success right out of the gate. So it is exciting, not only where this company is going, but our team is the #1 team in the whole company. It has incredible leadership, supports, training, systems in place to grow your business. No prior experience or training in sales or network marketing required, just a passion to help people with the freedom model, health freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom. But it all starts with your health. Without health, right, none of this matters. So I want to thank you for coming on the call today. I encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you on the call. They will guide you and set you up with the best pricing and package available. I will be opening it up for questions. I love engaging with you. So, but to kick it off, my closing question for you is, what if investing in your health gave you the greatest return of your life? All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. And if I'm not sure if there were any questions in the chat, but maybe we'll start off with Roger's question. So just in regards to, if the patch can help with the supplements or what you're currently taking right now. I mean, what the patch is actually doing is supporting your body to do what it knows how to do best, which is achieve homeostasis, right? And our bodies have this innate, they know what to do in terms of healing and repair and getting back in balance, getting to the state of homeostasis. So yes, I mean, I do believe that there are certain potential supplementation that our bodies may need, right? I think that that's a very individual, it's individual in terms of what your body could need at a certain time. Based on, the fact that we are not necessarily getting all the minerals and the nutrients from our food, from our water, that we're wanting to clear up and get rid of all the chemicals that are in it. So, I mean, there are certain things that, I think it's, smart in order to supplement. And really what's important here for sure is ensuring you have enough copper in the body. So the patch does not, for instance, elevate copper in the body. What the patch does is it uses the light to increase the GHKCU that's then going to bind to the free floating copper. And so, we are actually copper deficient because of the modern agricultural practices and whatnot. That is a very, very base foundational mineral that we need, and a lot of us are deficient in it. And sometimes people may even find that they need to really increase their copper in order for this to work. Increase their copper, increase the hydration that's going on in the body too, because our body is a water network. The energy, the light source works off of the water network in our body. So super important to keep hydrated for this patch to work as efficiently as possible. So in terms of like other supplementation, I think it's an individual basis for sure, in terms of what our body needs, and I think, people, whether it's lab work or hair mineral analysis testing, that kind of, lab work, because we're all individual, and I think that we all come with our own toxic load, our own experience, our own medical history, right? With what have we injected our bodies with in the past? What have we, bombarded our bodies with? So I think, there's a time and a place for testing, and also for supplementation. And I think that that's definitely on an individual basis. With the patches, I would just definitely recommend, though, that if you are supplementing with things, if you are taking medications of any kind, that because your body is going to start working more optimally, you will want to definitely monitor how you are feeling, because a lot of times what happens is that your body starts functioning more optimally and you're over medicating potentially, right? And so whether it's blood work, whether it's, discussions with your practitioner, you may need to look at lowering that supplementation or lowering the medication because your body is now functioning more optimally. So I hope that clarifies things, Roger, or answers your question. Yeah, okay, thumbs up. Awesome.
Beth, can I just make one comment?
Yes, of course.
I'm also a nurse like Diane. She worked in the OR. I worked on the floor, one-on-one with the people. For over 31 and a half years, I worked in the hospital. And I sat with many, too many to count, people dying. Looking after them I looked after from baby to, over 100. And there was never once any person that said, I wish I didn't look after my health. Everyone had regrets. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And they were so busy working. They were so busy making money. They were so busy. They never gave the best version of themselves to their family or their friends. And this is an opportunity that we can become the best version of ourselves. And whether you do it just for yourself, but also your family reaps the benefits of you feeling healthier. And your health is your wealth. You cannot take your money to the grave. It's not going to do you any good there. But your health and vibrancy, that's living. Mm-hmm. And I think people have to look at it that way. And to not share this with people, sorry, Sophie, it's selfish. because I'm
worries.
If I'm passionate about something, I don't shut up and I just talk about it. And I have to share it with everyone. And to me, sharing is caring. And this is just far too good not to share with everybody. Mm-hmm. That's the way I personally feel. And and I just think the sky's the limit because everybody needs this patch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great point, Terry. And to be honest, I didn't share, like after I left government, I became a health coach, a health and empowerment coach, mindset coach. And I feel I can help far more people with this patch. And it's so satisfying to see the many testimonials, like everybody can use this patch, and people think, well, it's expensive. Well, health is an investment, right? It's a long-term investment. And so you think of, okay, what am I spending? Where are my priorities right now? Where's my focus? what am I currently spending my money on? And are those helping me to become the best version of myself? This is not about curing a knee pain. This is also about prevention. And we don't know what's kind of brewing underneath the hood, and what we could be preventing here. And then also, what our loved ones, like what's really exciting about the patch is that you never know when someone might be a one patch wonder, when someone might start having this massive transformation like Shauna within a couple of weeks, yourself within 6 days, and your son within 6 days after spending probably thousands on, medical treatment for alopecia. So this is what's truly exciting. Like sharing is caring, and also it's exciting because people can transform their lives. Yeah. Okay, Shauna.
Can I just say something? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So you're talking about money. So I just have to say something. Last year, well, I was doing my taxes this year for last year. I spent $18,000 on medical costs alone. And that's a lot of money. So to me, when I actually had somebody the other day say to me, well, I was on the LifeWave patch and I loved it, but it was too expensive. I said, the first thing I said to her was, well, what is your health worth? Because for me, $18,000 is a lot of money. It's not like I just have $18,000 sitting around, right? But I did what I had to do to try to feel better. So $100, whatever it is a month, I'm like, that's nothing, right? I mean, yes, it seems like a lot, but it's not when it comes down to it, because the medical bills add up. And it's like I said, I was just like, what? I spent $18,000 on medical stuff last year. I was like, that's insane. And, and I ate very clean. And, I think Terry made so many great points because, to me, like, you don't realize how much like your health is so worth it to not just yourself, but to every single person that loves you. And, just for my family to see me as a different person now means the world to me, because I'm a much calmer person. I mean, I have a lot of energy. I like to dance, but I'm happier. I see the world in a different perspective. I'm much like, I don't know. It's so strange. It's just like this great energy throughout your body, and where you feel like, wow, like it just feels incredible. And I'm seriously amazed. And yes, Sophie, you must share it, because I feel, I know I'm not trying to be like, rude or anything, but it's just like, that was the first thing I wanted to do. I mean, I was a little hesitant at first because I'm like, oh my God, who am I? I just suffered for like 5 years, and who am I to be like sharing stuff with people? But because of the fact that I was feeling like this complete metamorphosis, whatever, I was having a metamorphosis within my body, that I was like, I have to share this with people. And I wanted to share with people that I even want to get my son on it, who's a crazy lunatic. So, but yeah, so I just want to share that with everybody. But
yes, thank you. And I will add, yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to share too. And I mean, up in Canada, I know that a lot of our healthcare is covered. But again, what is the price tag on our health, and where are we focusing, and where are we investing? Where are our priorities? When we can get something in our lives that is going to help heal and repair at the cellular level, and also with prevention. So anyway, yes, just wanted to add that, but also, recognize that Canadian market is a little bit different, especially with the exchange rate. So I wanted to put that out there too. But again, that's why it's super exciting to get into the business, right? Get your patches paid for, at least have a couple of friends come on and your patches are paid for. Denise.
So, Sophie, I'm not aiming this at you, but
poor Sophie. She's not going to come on the call.
No, we're going to empower you.
Said that.
We're going to empower you so that by the time we're done, you're going to want to share it with everyone. Anyways, my situation was a little unique. I couldn't get the patches right away, and so I started sharing about X39 and LifeWave a month before I even had a patch on me, because I believed in it that much. Because when you have some knowledge about how the body works, and then when something like this comes into your world, it's like almost like the piece of the puzzle that's been missing. And so this was the piece of the puzzle that's been missing. My ultimate goal for myself on my list is I have scoliosis. So that's my ultimate goal. I have a few other health challenges, and I have a few since then. Like I sleep well, like others are talking about. I am calmer. But I find that I'm a night owl, and I'm finding a problem. And the problem is that I think the patch is trying to reverse that because when I ultimately will go to bed, it's just like I'm awake now. And when I should be getting up, I'm very tired. So I think it's trying to rebalance my body in that way. So that'll be interesting to see. And the spiritual part of it, I know that some people think, well, is this of God? Where does it fit into all of this? David Schmidt himself, the formulated creator, looks at it as God's fingerprint. And a few people have mentioned about being the best version of yourself, not just to your family and loved ones, but yourself. And I looked at it for a long time that if you are the best version of yourself, then you're in a position to get even closer to God, because that's how he designed you to be the best version of yourself. And then the other thing that I like to talk about too with people is that the body was designed to heal. And why is it that like years and years ago, even biblically, they live longer? Yeah. And so like the body's still the same. What's going on? Designed to heal. When you're 10 years old, if you cut yourself, your body's going to heal. When you're 80 years old, you're going to cut yourself, your body's still going to heal. It may take longer, but the mandate of the body is to heal. So if we can support our body in whatever way possible to be able to heal quicker, faster, and regenerate our own stem cells. Stem cells are our medicine of the future, but if we can reactivate our own stem cells, that's a win-win.
Yes. So, yeah, great point, Denise. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would just like to add a huge comment in here. I just love all the information. I just want to thank Terry for inviting me out. Your ladies are absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking forward to my X39, 49, and whatever.
That's great. Awesome. Great to have you, Claudio. And I just noticed your comment, photobiomodulation times 10. Yeah.
Well, I'm not in the health industry, but I've been with, I'm sure all of you know who OrganoGold is, and we know all the MLM companies out there. I've been there for almost 13 years, and the reishi mushrooms, with all the testimonials that Diane has, her and I can probably spend a week together with testimonials. You know, you with the X39 and 49, and me with the reishi mushrooms, right? So, but looking forward to moving forward with this as well.
Awesome.
So thanks again,
Claudio.
ladies.
Yeah, welcome to the team.
Get ready to share your testimonies. We'll be waiting for you, Claudio.
That's great.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions at all? I know it's a jam-packed hour in terms of the information that's coming at you that's probably is very new. It took me a little while to wrap my head around it as well, but the more that I plug in and understand this company, the founder, the values, the science, you know, the more lit up and excited I get. So, but I get that it can take a little bit of time to kind of sink in and understand. Noreen, yeah, you can unmute.
Yeah, Beth, just a quick question.
Roger,
this might be totally out there, but I guess it's question time. Would you say that thousands of people or hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people have been helped by patching?
That's a great question. Diane, do you have, would you say millions at this point yet? Like we're in 82, I think it's 84 countries now.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started. Yeah, exactly. Like even if I said 1 million people have been helped, like there is a goal, right? That David Schmidt has, I think. What is the goal? What's the number? Do we know offhand?
Didn't he say he wants to be in 1 billion homes?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. Yeah, this is huge. And what he has planned for the next 20 years out is going to be mind-blowing too. Like I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. This guy is a genius. And the more that you learn about him, the more excited you will get. There's a new documentary coming out that he produced with Mickey Willis, who is an executive producer of the Plandemic series. They're coming out with a documentary about this new water machine that's coming out that infuses light into water. Also getting rid of all the bad stuff in water as well. So this is the next thing. And then there's many things. There's like energy sources coming out. There's all kinds of NDAs that have been signed, but we know that he has humanity and our health and our freedom and our independence at heart. So this is what is so exciting. Yeah. Lots more to come.
The man has over 200 patents.
Yep. A couple weeks ago, he hit 200. And so this is a global movement. So we're in 84 countries. Each of those countries has their own distribution center that the patches are sent out from. So in Canada, it's out of Bradford, I think. And I believe we actually get our product shipped from the manufacturing plant in Ireland, because I know that there was some question potentially about tariffs. But because we get our product from Ireland and not from the States, I think that we can escape the tariff. But anyway, so there's no price increase there. But I believe that there are two manufacturing plants, so San Diego and then in Ireland. He did a lot of research with the University of Ireland with stem cells. Yeah.
Did you say Bradford or Brantford?
I don't know. I don't know what I said.
No worries. That's okay. That's okay.
I get confused. I think it's maybe Brampton. I don't know. Brampton, Bradford. Yeah. Denise knows. Denise. Brampton?
Brampton.
Brampton.
Yeah.
Brantford.
Brampton.
And then there's Bradford.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know.
So west of
It's near
Hamilton.
Toronto.
In
It's
other
near
words,
Toronto.
west of Hamilton or north of the city. You have two
It's
choices.
Brampton.
Yeah. Toronto area.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hey, Beth,
Yes,
can I ask you another question?
of course.
And maybe Diane can help with this. I just patched my 87-year-old mom. So I'm wondering, do we have anything sort of going through all the testimonials of the oldest person that has been on the patch that has seen health recovery, and whether it's dementia, and I've seen testimonials on dementia as well, but I didn't know as far as age goes.
I don't know offhand, but I can picture her transformation in my mind. There's a before and after picture, Diane. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, and I can't recall her age, but it is transformational. Diane, do you have any testimonials about age though? Specifically?
I don't know if they're the oldest because we're in 80 something different countries, but I know there is a post of a 102-year-old man, and again had the before and after, and just the visual changes in this man's face and just the inflammation around his eyes was incredible. The other thing that I see all the time is the older tend to have quicker results, but this is not across the board, just maybe because they have less stem cells, right, active at the moment. But yes, I just believe everybody, we have preemies in the hospital wearing these to, like I said, 102, 103, maybe even older. I don't know for sure, but to me, 102, 103 is pretty remarkable. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Diane.
Absolutely. Sure.
And just maybe some other questions that we typically get. So, sometimes people are like, well, how long do I have to be on it? And, my answer is, well, Diane is proof. She's been wearing the patches for 2 years and things just keep getting better. So some of the things that she had on her initial wish list, yeah, they're checked off, but now, she's experiencing more and more and more improvement, with age reversing. So I know some of the things like your hair, like going back to your natural hair color and not as many grays, and then your eyebrows filling in, that means that probably a lot of internal work has gone on in order to see these external things happening, so how exciting is that? But it's up to you. And it's not like some people say, okay, well, if I end up going off it, am I going to regress? No, it's not necessarily that you're going to regress. This patch is all about helping your body to heal and repair. And likely a lot of that healing and repair work has happened because if you no longer have that knee pain and that inflammation is down, it's not like that knee pain and inflammation is going to come right back, but you will start up the natural aging process again, right? And then also the toxins and the stuff in our environment are going to continue to bombard you. Also, I know, I think, Claudio, it was you that talked about the X39. I know that Sophie, with her weight training, was using the X39, X49 and saw substantial results. I don't know if she mentioned that, but the X49, not only does it contribute to building lean muscle mass and also helping with bone structure, it increases a copper peptide in your brain that's found in your brain, in your heart, in your muscles and your bones, but it also acts like a Faraday cage, protecting you from EMF exposure. So that's the X49. So I wear the X49 and the X39 every day. And so again, why would you necessarily want to stop using that, right? And have that built-in protection, and then also the anti-aging properties and prevention, using it for prevention.
And prevention trumps cure.
Right, right.
Sorry, for the X39, I also wanted to say that because I do a lot of weightlifting, that's why I started taking X49 because I heard it was good for that, and it is. What I also noticed is that I don't have like sore muscles afterwards. Like I did a big leg day today, and I'm not worried that I won't be able to walk tomorrow because it's like a quicker recovery.
Definitely. Yeah. I would definitely vouch for that too. And I know that there are many athletes out there, Division I athletes in the States, that swear by the X39, X49 combo as well for their competitive edge. And then in terms of, so some people also talk about FDA approval. So I mentioned that it's actually FDA recognized as a wellness product. So David Schmidt knows exactly how to fly under the radar of the regulators. And he's very strategic with how he markets this. And so, and that's actually also why when you go to the lifewave.com website, there is not a whole heck of a lot of information there. Because he doesn't want to get into trouble about making claims. He can't make claims. We can't make claims. So everything that we're sharing tonight is really about personal testimonials. When you get added to the Facebook groups, when even you're looking up testimonials on YouTube, you'll find tons of testimonials on YouTube with X39 and specific things that you want to find out about. These are people's personal testimonials. This is their experience, right? Before and after using the patch. And so, yeah, the conventional medical system likes to put a label on something and a diagnosis, right? But it all comes down to cellular dysfunction. And so then people are saying, this is what I had. These symptoms I no longer have, right?
So the way some of our doctors will actually answer that question, they will actually say, I'm not sure if it'll help, but it won't hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you exactly? Yeah. What do you have to lose? You can't guarantee anything. Yeah.
Big pharma wants all control of everything.
Yeah.
And you look at everything and it has all the side effects.
Yeah.
Whereas this does not.
Right.
So that's only good side effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Thanks, Shauna. Any other questions at all?
There's someone in Barrie that I can get some patches temporarily and replace them.
Yeah. Who's in Barrie? Got to check on my team. I'll have a look. Yeah, this is why also having extra patches on hand as brand partners is exciting. I don't know how many times I've loaned patches out, like a whole sleeve of patches out until they get their order in so they can start right away. Shipping probably takes, 5 business days, I would say.
Even less.
I can't wait.
Even less. Even less. No, even less.
Probably 2 to 3 for you, Claudio.
I'm sorry, say again?
Probably 2 to 3 business days.
Okay. I'm, you know what, I'm all over the city. I'm on the road all day long, right? So I'm in Etobicoke, I'm in Mississauga, I'm in Toronto. So if anybody's in that area, I'll reach out to Terry. Terry will let me
Great,
know. Just got someone in a vicinity anyway. So thank you.
great. Sure.
And just if I could interject one other thing about this amazing company, because I've been in a few network marketing companies. I love them all. But what I have to say is this company, like we've said before, the business opportunity is by far what I believe one of the best because there is zero competition. And so people are praying for health, but just as much so as wealth, right? People pray every day in church to help with their finances, to help with their health. And we have the blessing of both. I know I was somebody 2 years ago, we got hit with some hefty bills, and I know that has a huge effect on people's health, right? Stress and stuff. So that's the other thing I just want to say, to just be making such an amazing income every month. And we are such a beautiful team, as you can probably feel, right? And so we are here to help you guys all win. If you have people that can come on a Zoom, Beth can help, I can help. We all work together. So just really live with courage, right? We're in a time now where the world needs hope more than ever. And so to really find that courage within and to really have that conversation when you see somebody struggling on the street or a loved one that you know, and tell them about this business opportunity as much as the health opportunity, because to me, they're both equally important. So.
And I will just elaborate on that too, that I am totally new to network marketing. And I've made this massive switch from being, this conformist, people pleasing government worker to breaking free, reinventing myself, becoming a coach. But this is, I feel, where I'm landing. This is what I'm resonating with. And I just love the team. I love the collaboration. I love the financial opportunity here. The sky is the limit. So I feel like I've really landed and I feel very, very blessed.
Beth, it's people like you that make MLM work because the people that have done MLM before don't make it work.
Oh, well, thank you. And we have an amazing system though. Like I'm not reinventing the wheel. We've got our upline, our team is fantastic. So I just tell everyone to plug into that. And, that's how I feel I've been successful too. So we really need to leverage our amazing, beautiful team. Thank you though. Marcia.
Yeah, I just want to talk about something that I've noticed. I've been on the patch since December 29th. I'm 73. I don't have a lot of things going on with me, but I do have a few things. This eyebrow here used to be about 2/3 of the way across. Now it's fully filled. This morning I noticed that both of my shoulders are at the same level. I've had curvature of the spine for years. And today I noticed that my spine is not curved anymore. And that was after decades. And the third thing I just noticed, I had this big wart on the back of my left leg. And I'm just feeling my leg now and the wart's not there. So those are three things that I've noticed.
That's amazing, Marcia.
Plus I'm sleeping through the night.
That's great.
I love it.
Yes.
I actually grew an inch. So, and that, I mean,
Oh,
and
wow.
I had my doctor reach out to me because when you're 5'3", you'll take that inch. And I thought, wow, could it be the patches? And I had another teammate, I think it's under Rachel, Beth, post the same thing that could it be she grew an inch? So
Wow.
once the spine starts straightening and you start healing.
That's amazing. That's music to Denise's ears too.
I know. Thank you, Denise. I totally, yes. Like I said, I have a million testimonies. So thank you for reminding me.
That's funny. My girlfriend's 4'11", so I'm going to raise some hope for her.
That's great. Denise, do you have another question?
Well, I just wanted to add something that happened to me today. I was speaking to a health practitioner today who's considering X39 for herself even. And she made a comment about it being networking. And I said to her, oh, thank God it's networking. And she said, what do you mean? I said, if it wasn't networking, I said, I wouldn't have known about it and I wouldn't be able to tell you about it. because
Mhm.
literally it would be sitting on a shelf, and unless the sales associate would be learned enough about it, you would not, all the power that we're talking about as far as the power of the product and the company, etc., we would not know that.
Right.
Not know that at
That's
all. So it's like, thank goodness that it is, networking, so that my goal is for all of Windsor and Essex County to be on it. That's a lofty goal, but still.
I love it. I love it.
I
Well,
love
and
it.
that's exactly what David Schmidt was thinking. That's why it's this direct sales network marketing model. That's exactly why. Because he had an opportunity to put them on the shelves in GNC, and he didn't do that. He knew the power of his network, or not his network, but networking, because that's how he got to Stanford University after working in the U.S. government. When he was approached for Stanford University, he realized, no, the power is in the networking. Yeah. Thanks, Denise. All right, everyone. Any last questions? I will be posting this on my YouTube channel tonight, so you can share this out. If this is, it's a longer recording. I also have shorter recordings that you can share out. I love sharing, 10, 15-minute video to get people's attention. And then if they want more information, they can always look at the longer recording with all of the amazing, powerful testimonials. Or again, you can invite them on a call. We're having another call. So my friend, Dr. Rachel Maurice, and I are partnering again. We co-host every couple of weeks. So Saturday evening, 8:30. I know no one's going to be watching the NHL games, right? Because we're not distracted with all that. So 8:30 Saturday evening. There's another overview coming up if you wanted to join that and bring more people on. Otherwise, this overview will be at YouTube channel Beth Blackmore. Super simple to find.
Yes, and I will be in the New York area giving
Yeah.
some great love and insight to all the people there. So if you know anyone in New York, I'm actually in New York right now in the big city. So that's the other beautiful thing, to have this business go wherever you want to travel. And so if you know anybody, I'll meet Shauna for the first time. I can't wait this weekend, but I'll be in Westchester on Saturday and Long Island on Sunday. So reach out if you know anybody, and I can send you information. We're coming to Canada, I promise.
Yes. 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 In the Brantford, Bradford, Brampton area. We'll set it up.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Beth?
for joining. Oh,
Can I ask just
Ellen,
about the
yeah,
call?
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Call you're having with Rachel. Do we have to sign up somewhere? Like, how do we get a notification, or like, how do we know where the link is?
Yeah. Okay. So that, well, since you're a brand partner, it's always the same link and it's in the Google document. But for
Okay.
anyone else, it'll be on my social media, or whoever invited you to this call, they will likely have that direct link for Saturday evening. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can
Is it
send
the
it to you
same one as
directly.
this call?
No, this one,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
this one, yeah. Couldn't be
Okay.
that easy. No, so it's a separate one, but when Rachel and
All
I
right.
do it, it's always the same one. Yeah, but I will
Okay.
send that.
Okay. Now I have the document. I just wasn't sure where to,
Okay.
what
Okay,
the link is
perfect.
going to be. Got it.
Awesome.
Thanks.
No problem. All right, everybody, this has been a great call. Thank you for all the engagement, the questions, the powerful testimonials. Diane, for being on the call today. Yeah, I love doing this overview with you.
Yes, likewise. And thank you, everybody, for really I want to acknowledge you for showing up for yourself. And like we said, your health is everything. So take this and be like Care Bears and share that light from your heart and share it with the world. All right.
Amazing. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.